What's up, FinNation? Let's go ahead and discuss the initial 53 Miami Dolphins roster as it just happened a little bit over 2 hours ago. This is the second video you're getting today, FinNation. The Miami Dolphins announced today that they released cornerback Cornell Armstrong, linebacker Quinn Bell, running back Mike Boone, tight end Pharaoh Brown, tackle Jackson Carman, cornerback Cameron Dantzler Sr., defensive tackle Mike Dickerson, cornerback Mike Hilton, tight end Chris Merrick, and cornerback Kendall Sheffield. The team also waived cornerback B.J. Adams, wide receiver Andrew Armstrong, offensive lineman Mason Brooks, offensive lineman Braden Daniels, wide receiver Eric Ezekama, tackle Ryan Hayes, wide receiver A.J. Henning, defensive tackle Alex Hunley, linebacker Dequan Jackson, linebacker Mo Kamara, offensive lineman Jalen McKenzie, linebacker Derek McClendon, safety Patrick Morris, linebacker Grayson Murphy, offensive lineman Josh Prevey, cornerback Ethan Robinson, tight end Hayden Rucci, safety John Saunders Jr., running back Aaron Chaplin, defensive tackle Ben Still, linebacker Shannon Tyndall, wide receiver Theo Wees, and offensive lineman Addison West, waived injured tackle Baron Matos, and waived injured settlement linebacker Eugene Asante. Additionally, the Dolphins moved offensive lineman Leon Eichenberg to reserve physically unable to perform list and placed offensive lineman Andrew Meyer and kicker Jason Sanders on injured reserve list. The team listed Meyer and Sanders as designated to return. Adams signed with the Miami Dolphins as an undrafted college free agent on May 9th, 2025 and spent the offseason program and training camp with the Dolphins. He appeared in 48 games with 29 starts and 4 seasons at Central Florida, where he totaled 69 solos, 2 interceptions with 1 return touchdown, 4 tackles, 4 loss, and 13 pass defenses in 4 seasons with the Knights. Okay, guys, my biggest surprise in terms of the release, not waived. Release means that they can go ahead and find another team. Waive means that the Dolphins waive them, and if they make the waivers, they could possibly be back with the Dolphins on the practice squad. From the release, Matt Dickerson and Mike Hilton and Kendall Sheffield were my biggest surprise. I thought Kendall Sheffield was going to make the team. I thought Mike Hilton was going to make the team. And I thought Matt Dickerson was going to make the team. From the waived players, my biggest surprises are John Saunders Sr., Matt Rucci, Eric Ezekama, Andrew Armstrong, and that's it. Now, people that I believe will make possibly the practice squad, B.J. Adams, Andrew Armstrong, Braden Daniels, Theo Wees, and Eric Ezekama are 4 of the 10. The other 6, I'll leave it up to the team. Also, the Dolphins signed a kicker earlier today. Let me tell you who it was. It's not who you think it was, and it's not a name that I'm like, wow, they signed a good kicker. Dolphins have conveyed interest in signing kicker Riley Patterson to fill in for Jason Sanders per source. They were pleased with his workout. Greg Joseph, Zane Gonzalez, and Pinheiro also worked out for Miami today, along with Patterson. I would have signed Pinheiro. Yes, I'm a Gator alum, but Pinheiro has a strong leg and had a solid career. At Florida, my top choice would have been Pinheiro. Now we're going to go ahead and listen to the Mike McDaniel presser, a portion of the Mike McDaniel presser. And when we, at the end of the video, guys, when you watch the video, please leave me your thoughts down below. Who was your surprises that got released and got waived? And who do you think in terms of free agents the Dolphins may sign. Maybe people are saying out there that we might end up getting another running back while Jalen Wright comes back. I don't see it that way, but people are saying yes. We need more depth on the offensive line and the defensive line. And maybe we might need a safety or another corner. So leave me your thoughts in terms of that.
We're right in the middle of a very, I would say, a necessary evil of getting down to our 53. So I will do my best to answer. We've notified some guys that they won't be a part of the 53, the initial 53. There's still some guys we haven't, so I'll do my best to engage and answer questions. But if don't take it personal if it's not a prudent or realistically, we're in the middle of something that's important to each and every person, and give them their due respect in that process. As I hope you guys appreciate.
Barry Jackson.
Hi, Mike. Do you have any updates today regarding the course of treatment or the timelines for Jalen Wright and Jason Sanders beyond what you knew on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'll start with Jalen Wright. It looks like it's probably not reasonable to expect week 1, but it's not too far off in the foreseeable future after that. That's the vague timeline I have on him. And I also learned, Jason, I haven't been around him through an injury, and I think his initial forecast, he's not the greatest doctor. I think he's going to have a little bit longer, and I don't anticipate him being available at the beginning of the season. But I don't see a season ender, and we've basically, to our knowledge, surgery isn't necessary, but time is.
Thanks, Mike.
David Furones.
Hi, Mike. I wanted to ask about two veterans that we do have reports out that were among the cuts, Mike Hilton and Farrell Brown. What ultimately just didn't work out with them to make this roster?
Those two in particular carry weight with their name in the league based upon their play. And I'll say that in both circumstances, it was less about them and more about competition, and I think it's they can still play. There's just some good problems to have on this team, which is why we communicated with them.
Thanks.
Hal.
Mike, regarding the Jason Sanders situation, what's your next move there? Are you going to bring in some kickers to try out this week? Is that what we can expect?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. What? Let's change gears then.
I know, man. It's as difficult for you guys as it is me. I'm trying to do my best.
What can you tell us about two offensive linemen, Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg?
I not ready to totally timetable in regards to timeline or designation with Liam, with Austin. I so far so good. We are still on that steady path to week 1 that looks safe, barring any setbacks.
Thanks.
Omar.
Mike, in regards to some of the veterans, you mentioned that they're not on the roster at this moment. Is it a possibility that we can be looking at them going to the practice squad if they're not signed elsewhere and then possibly returning to the team? Or is this more of a we rather invest in some younger player situation?
No, no, it's a really good question because it's hard. What does it mean that realistically we've done this process in all different ways, and overall, I think there's a huge piece of like you don't make any sort of decisions without continuing your investment in the player. If you make a decision and you don't do right by the relationship, a lot of times, the whether it's this year or in the future, guys are come back to your team and you're dependent upon those relationships. So with the amount of numbers and the amount of investment that we have, from myself and the coaching staff and Chris Grier, there's not enough time in the day to do right by each individual. So we kind of split it up. There's beyond that, I wouldn't read into it too much, but we try to disperse it. And that was important to me this year. Just knowing, or trying to put myself in the shoes of the player and them getting something out of the process, even if it's not what they want to hear.
Guys, leave me your thoughts down below. Who were your surprises in terms of waves and releases? And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins.